It's the Row Rut, and new county deer stalking man Jonty is looking at Roebuck's selection. We show you just what a medal class Roebuck looks like, and we interview some of the big names behind the fabulous new Oakland Park game processing facility, capable of handling a whopping 40,000 deer carcasses annually. Firstly, it's over to Jonty.
I'm here at our Capriolis Club stalking grounds in Stockbridge on a relatively cool summer's evening, tasked with relieving some of the pressure on our dominant bucks by thinning out the less dominant ones in preparation for the rut. My focus will be on younger, more aggressive bucks with up to 4 points or less, and I'll prioritise culling murder bucks if spotted. This ensures that the best bucks on the estate pass on their genes and helps minimise tree damage from fraying. To assist me in this task, I'll be using the Hikmicro Alpex 4K day and night scope and the Hikmicro Habrok thermal binoculars. So this is my Tikka T3 rifle in 243. I've had this for over a decade now and it's been my workhorse ever since. Recently, I decided to upgrade it with a GRS Bifrost stock for a couple of reasons. I'm 6'5", blue eyes, sadly no trust fund, and as you can see, I obviously don't work in finance, but what I do have is exceptionally long limbs. Peter quite rightly calls me the orangutan. So what the GRS Bifrost allows me to do as a taller shooter is make incremental changes or adjustments in the cheek rest and the butt pad. As you can see, this can be extended, which is great for a taller shooter like myself. Also, as a predominantly left-handed shooter, the Bifrost canted pistol grip offers superior ergonomics compared to the basic stock that you'd usually get with the rifle, which provides me ultimately with a more comfortable shooting position in those crucial moments. So I've just come across this Rodo with a young using the Habrok binoculars, and whilst getting some footage of her with the Alpex 4K, I noticed that she seems to only have one ear. Now, although this seems to be a superficial wound, as she is in good condition and behaving and feeding normally, I would be looking to cull her once she is in season and no longer has a dependent, to establish the cause of the injury or deformity she might have.
And it's not long after that I see a perfect young cull buck. Let's watch that again through the Hikmicro scope.
I finally managed to come to this Roebuck, having seen him earlier this evening, by flanking around the area I knew he frequented and just simply waiting. As you can see, he's a great buck to take, as his head and therefore genetics are not great. And these points will only do damage, if not prove fatal, during territorial disputes.
We'd much rather have our dominant bucks be passing their genes on this coming rut. Also, if we were to remove the dominant buck in this area, instead of the one similar to the buck that I took, it would create a territorial void where similar, less dominant bucks that have not yet established their own territories would compete for this area, causing a rise in the number of bucks present and therefore the inevitable increase in tree damage.
So that's a little cull buck, but what does a medal head look like? Well, earlier this week, I've been lucky to take a medal-winning Roebuck at our new grounds in the Chilterns. So what exactly does a good Roebuck head look like? Well, I've got a perfect example right here. Now, first thing you notice is some length. Well, he's over his ears, so that's a good sign. But it's not, in fact, length really that gives you the points as far as Roebuck are concerned. What gives you the points is the weight and the volume. And that's what we've got here. Let's have a look at him. He's absolutely superb. Round the coronets here, they've fused in the middle. They're really thick. And as you come up here into the beams, again, you've got good weight and good volume here. Added to that, well, he's a nice regular head. He's 3 points either side, so a 6-pointer, which is typical for a Roebuck. He's got good purling, good colouring, and overall he is a very nice example of what I think will probably be a medal head. It's now over to Newbury, where I visit Oakland Park during their recent open day. Okay, so we're here today for the open day at Oakland Deer Park, a fabulous new facility capable of taking somewhere in the region of 40,000 deer carcasses every year. It's absolutely state-of-the-art. It's been the brainchild of a number of individuals, and a huge investment of time and money has gone into this. And the first new game handling establishment in 40 years. We're here to talk to some of the key contributors behind it. John Prince, Alan Hayward and Andy Tarrant are just some of the great minds behind Oakland Park, whose vision it is to provide a place where deer stalkers can drop off and receive a fair price for their shot deer. Andy, great to see you.
Nice to see you again, Peter.
Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
And Andy, I'm hoping you're going to tell us a little bit more about this absolutely amazing facility.
Yes, I certainly will. Yeah, I think 40 years ago was the last time something this big was put in. Absolute dream to do. The pinnacle of my career, basically.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've been in this industry for a long time.
Oh yeah, 42 years now.
Yeah.
So primarily in the venison and game side of things, 20 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And this is perhaps one of the biggest and obviously the newest facility that you've dealt with.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've known the people here for some time, so it's like I've known you.
Yeah.
In the trade, but yeah, it's the first time.
Yeah. Well, look, would you take a few minutes to show us around? And I know you like this button, don't you, over here?
Start with this button.
So, Andy, just to be clear on this, so people are arriving.
Yeah.
And they're coming on there, hoiking them on here, pull the body down, get it on there. So any heavy beasts, no problem at all, of course.
Yeah.
200 kilos.
Yeah. So if you go over 150 kilos on this hook, you put a double hook in there, which can give you 300 kilos.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 1 in 3 rated.
Yeah. So I mean, really, we're talking about this is going to take everything up to Pierre David, isn't it?
It will take
really?
Pierre David. It will take Pierre David.
Yeah. And look at this, folks. This is impressive stuff. Just look how many carcasses this will take. We said that Oakland Deer Park could take as many as 40,000 carcasses a year, didn't we? But at any one time, this can take how many?
200 big carcasses.
Yep.
So that could be, say, 300 of a mix between big and small. But we've also got this wonderful piece on the side, which can take muntjac and Chinese water deer. So you can put an awful lot of deer in. 400 deer.
Yeah.
Mix them all up.
I mean, something so simple here, and it increases your capacity enormously, doesn't it?
Yeah. I always like to support from the ground up. I don't like supporting from above.
Okay.
Too much can go wrong. From the ground up, when you've got the right concrete in there in the first place, you can really support very well.
Okay.
The other key feature is to keep the evaporator, the cold bit, above the venison, not blowing on the venison.
Yeah.
So if you imagine I have an evaporator here and your deer carcass, the deer carcass behind you will be in a shadow.
Yeah.
That's not what we want.
And then you get that irregular temperature, don't you, I suppose, across the carcasses?
Yeah, actually, it's I think worse for the carcass in the front.
Yeah.
It's one back.
Interesting. Yeah. Good.
So the process of freezing.
Good. And then we carry on through here.
Yeah. So this is your skinning area.
Yep.
It can be taken off, put on a table, on a special skinning table, skinned by hand, or you can actually pull the skin off by using this special winch. So you see it's very high. And you can actually do it on Peter Davids, I think.
Because essentially you need double height with that, don't you? Because you're taking the skin off the length of the animal.
Right. Also, you can have a double take. So you can take the first piece off, and then take the second piece off.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Then you have a small section, should we say, of what we had in there.
Okay.
So this is where the skin carcass goes, ready for the vets to inspect.
Yeah.
And they get that very important stamp.
Sure.
Phase.
I mean, this is a vast complex, isn't it?
It is.
I mean, I've never walked around anything like it. I mean, it's difficult. I don't know whether you grasp this on camera, folks, but you know, the sheer scale of this is impressive, isn't it?
It all starts on a bit of graph paper.
Yeah.
That's where it's
amazing.
Yeah, and you start drawing rails out. Start talking about the numbers, how many numbers, book heights, things like that.
Yeah.
Then it basically allows so much space per animal. You work out your amount of rail system, and then work backwards, backwards and forwards, basically.
Yeah. What an investment in terms of time and money, though, isn't it, really? Yeah, no, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're now going to wander on a little bit further, and I think, Andy, you're going to show us the freezer section, which is a freezer section, which is pretty impressive, isn't it?
So we've got two freezers, identical. One could be brought up to, say, 0 degrees centigrade, kept fresh, but this is for frozen, minus 18. Takes your breath away.
Now, we don't want to be standing around here for too long, do we? So,
Takes your breath away.
yeah. But again, vast. I mean, the amount you can get in here, because you're dealing with export here as well, aren't you?
This is key.
Yeah.
This is your store.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what you take from.
Yeah. Amazing space. And you've got two freezers like this.
Freezers identical. Yeah.
I mean, this is going to hold enormous number of animals, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, let's get out.
Andy, well, look, steamed your glasses up, isn't it?
Story of my life.
Well, listen, congratulations once again. It's brilliant. I mean, what an amazing facility, and how exciting to be involved with this as well.
Pinnacle of my career, this one. Absolutely loved every minute.
Okay, guys, so I'm here with Alan Hayward. Now, he's a big name in the industry, and he's the brainchild behind this. Congratulations, Alan.
Thank you.
What a success this is. This is absolutely brilliant, isn't it?
Pleasure to work with it. It really is.
How long has it been in the making?
A year.
Okay. I mean, you got that off the ground pretty damn quickly, didn't you?
We did, yeah. I've been working on a bigger game devil for many years. It was my ambition. Unfortunately, ill health got in the way. But I've seen it through,
and you've been in the industry a long time, I think.
Long time. Game dealing since 1973.
So you've learned a thing or two.
We've got the hang of it now.
And you think you've got it nailed with what you've got here?
I'm confident we have, yeah.
Well, I think you have. I mean, I've had a wander around. It's the most superb facility. I mean, enormous investment of time and money's gone into this, isn't it?
I think our goal is to get the support from the hunter with looking after their carcasses immaculately, so that we can put it through the food chain and get a good name for supplying the public with good game.
Yeah, good quality meat. Because it is good quality meat, isn't it?
It's underexposed.
You know,
far underexposed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, listen, congratulations once again, Alan. It's actually a pleasure to meet you, and very best of luck with it. Julian, you're always one thing I noticed about you is whenever I put a camera in your face, you respond really well to it. How are you? Great to see you. The last time I saw you was at the Stalking show.
That's right.
Yeah. What do you make of this bus?
It's phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited, really. You know, we need about 5 of them, I think, around the country.
Yeah.
If you talk to Alan's, you know, years of experience, I think that's what it's about. Someone really passionate, and he seems to have the markets, like, you know. So what's very strange, I get very frustrated. You know, venison is nearly it's such a cheap product. We need to manage the population in the wild, you know, for our lovely fauna everywhere. But people seem to, you know, prefer to be beating lamb. So
there's always been that slight disconnect, hasn't there, between the consumer and the store, hasn't it? And this, for me, seems to fill that.
I think this is a lovely place to bring anyone in. You know, whether it be chefs, I know it's in wholesale, but you know, bringing butchers in, you can see, you know, this is high standards. Made up with supermarkets, this is up to their standard.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, potentially in Europe as well. So, and the price sounds really good as well. So, if this is the case, why aren't this happening everywhere?
It should do, absolutely right. And you're quite right.
And this is potentially how we can really solve the numbers in the UK.
Yeah, we need one in every region.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I can see this as the main hub, and then hopefully we can start getting them all around the country. But you need passionate people to make this work.
Of course you do. And we've got plenty of passionate people.
Yeah, well, that's what's exciting to see here today, you know. Yes.
Thanks very much.
Okay, folks, so here back at Oakland Deer Park, and guess who I run into, Mike?
Good to see you. We're really proud to be involved at this project from the outset. I mean, it's really exciting. It's going to be great for hunters. It's going to be great for getting venison on the table. And I think here at Oakland, we've got very much the best in the industry to be able to kick that off. And I think it's unstoppable.
It's also a goal of Oakland Park to supply large catering organisations with species-specific venison and game. This approach aims to make venison more popular and affordable for the general population, while ensuring that stalkers receive a fair price per kilogram for what they shoot. This is a monumental development for the game processing industry, and we look forward to seeing the positive impact Oakland Park will have on the market and the wider community. If you'd like to start dropping off venison at this new facility, you'll need to have completed a large game meat hygiene certificate and be a trained hunter. A great place to achieve this is by taking the Proficient Deer Stalking Certificate Level 1, PDS1, which comes with a large game meat hygiene course, which provides trained hunter status. To enrol, just visit the Shooting and Hunting Academy. Thanks for watching.